how did it come to be that you asked him to keep the cards as payment for your training? Tell me the conversation.
It was prior to me leaving, obviously.
Right.
Hey, I need these cards. I was on the phone. He came over. We talked for a bit, chatted for a bit. He handed me the cards. I said, thanks for these. These are mine now.
You just informed him they're mine.
Yeah. He chuckled. I was like, no, these are mine. He's like, okay, yeah, sure.
Did that maybe happen? Because that doesn't sound to me like an agreement that they actually are his.
I came over. He asked to borrow the cards. I came over. We played some games. He played some games using that deck for practice. You know, hung out. I went home, and he went to the event a few weeks later.
So you're saying that you said they're mine now, and he said sure, and that was your understanding that now they were yours.
Words mean things.
Oh, they do? What do they mean is the question.
Well,
and I'm going to let Judge Corriero sort that out.
Tell me, what is the aim of the game?
The aim is to win.
At all costs?
Well, winning is...
Because is this part an extension of the game, perhaps, in another way?
He's always had a bit of an inferiority complex.
Maybe in a sense, but the game is, to, you know, there are prizes on the line. You do want to win.
If I might ask a kind of foolish question, because you spend so much time playing this game, what life lessons do you come out of it with? Or is it just an escape?
It's some sense of escapism where it is a fantasy game, but you know, it's not like Dungeons & Dragons where you have to pretend to be like a, you know, a character or anything like that.
Do you learn honesty and fair play
in the game?
That is a
tenet
is that part of the game?
Yes.
Yeah, that is a very core tenet. You can be disqualified for dishonesty and unsportsmanlike conduct.
Also, something very interesting you said, you initially borrowed the cards from the plaintiff. Am I correct?
I mean, if you talk about in the past.
No. In your papers, you say that, I'll use your words, because words have meaning.
Yeah, yes, they do.
You say, Will and I were hanging out, and I asked if I could take his book of cards home. You asked to borrow the cards.
If I was borrowing cards, I would have said, can I borrow the cards?
You mean to say that you didn't make it clear to the plaintiff that you were taking his cards? And then you say, I asked him if I could keep his cards. So initially, you led him to believe that you were borrowing them, and once you had them in your possession, you said, now they're mine. Is that the fair play you learn in the game?
I understand what you're saying.
So if I were playing the game, what card would I use against you in terms of plausibility? It would be this one.
That'd be last word, I guess. Last word.
Jace, the Mind Sculptor? That's a good one, right?
That's a good one.
Wow, Mind Sculptor. I would really be moving far ahead. Okay. So in your papers, you said you lent him some of my cards. What cards?
He asked to borrow a deck specifically, and I had the deck list written up for when I go to events.
I see. And the cost for that deck was how much?
$3,132.
And that was based on the purchase price for each card?
That was based on the current marketplace price for that card. So I went on one of the websites for buying and selling, and I looked at what it was currently selling
I got you. Thank you very much. We're going to open it up.
Yeah. All right, I want to ask you about one more thing you said in your complaint. At this point, I'm not even sure if I believe that Brett's backpack was stolen. Tell me why you think that.
I mean, he was moving, which is why I took a little pity on it. I said, hey, we can come up with like a payment plan. You don't need to give me $3,000 all at once, or if you just replace the cards with the exact ones. I wasn't trying to, press on him about it. And then he did move, and, he mentioned even he has like a 90-inch TV.
So you're wondering where all the money came from?
Yes.
That led you to conclude that perhaps he didn't lose all these valuable cards, but maybe something else happened to them.
I think it's very possible.
I have nothing.
Judge?
No, I'm good.
All right, thank you both very much. Excuse while we deliberate in the case.
This court is again in session.
Okay, gentlemen, we have reached a unanimous verdict in this case and also have learned something new, and we love when that happens in this courtroom. I noticed in these interesting names of these cards, one actually stood out, and it's the Supreme Verdict card. So that's what we're going to give. And you, Mr. Paul, provided more than enough evidence to demonstrate what you paid for the cards, what the cards are worth now, for us to feel confident enough to award you the full amount, the $3,000 for the value of the trading cards. So that is what the verdict is today. Good luck to the both of you.
Thank you.
That's
Thank you,
today's
judges.
verdict.
Great.